Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're joining us as we look into, well, a pretty clever, quick solution to a garden problem lots of people face.
That's right. We're tagging along, figuratively speaking, with Kesser and Steen.
Right, they're helping out Tante Gren in her greenhouse. And the issue, white flies on the tomato plants, a familiar struggle for many gardeners.
And what's great is that the solution we're exploring today actually came out of Kesser's Nature Aug Innovation class. Real hands-on learning applied directly.
Exactly. We love seeing that connection. And didn't Glitter Fran from the local garden center give them a hand first?
Yeah, she helped pin down what they were dealing with. You know those tiny little flies you sometimes see on the windows, under the leaves?
Oh yeah, definitely seen those.
She confirmed they were whiteflies.
Okay, so that leads us right into the main focus for this deep dive. Kesser's invention, it's brilliant because it's so cost-conscious.
Forget the high-tech stuff for a second.
Yeah, just picture this.
Yeah.
A standard yellow memo note, like a Post-it, but, and here's the clever bit, with a thin layer of Vaseline smeared on the side facing into the greenhouse.
And the thinking behind it is really interesting. It wasn't about, wiping out every single fly, which is, well, that's often nearly impossible anyway.
Right, not total eradication.
No. The idea was simpler. Kesser's sticky note was basically a targeted trap. It was designed just to catch enough flies.
Enough for what, though?
Enough to get a good look at them, to identify them properly. It's actually kind of similar in principle to what big farms do.
Oh, you mean like those big yellow sticky sheets?
Exactly. Those yellow traps you see in large plantations or commercial greenhouses, they use them to monitor insect populations.
To see what pests are around and how many.
Precisely. They attract and catch flying insects. Sometimes they even use them alongside pheromone traps, too.
Right, the ones that use specific scents.
Yeah, to lure certain types of insects. But Kesser's version is just brilliantly simple and low cost.
So, okay, they've trapped some flies on this Vaseline-coated note. What was the next move for Kesser and Steen?
Well, their plan was pretty smart. First, photograph the trapped flies. Clear pictures are always useful.
Okay.
Then they intended to take the actual sticky note samples either to the plant center, maybe show Glitter Fran again, or take them back to school after the holidays.
Back to the Nature Aug Innovation class.
Exactly, to get them under a microscope with their teacher, Mr. Hendricks, for a really close look.
That's fantastic. Proper scientific method, but using everyday stuff. I love it.
It really shows how valuable simple ideas can be, doesn't it? And they were apparently really keen to share it.
Yeah, I heard they jokingly called it, 98.73% perfect?
Something like that. It shows that great attitude, willing to try things out, share what you learn, even if it's not some a flawless final product. That's innovation.
And Tante Gren was thrilled, wasn't she?
Oh, definitely. For her, the fact that it was cheap, easy, and used things she probably already had in a cupboard somewhere.
Like Vaseline and a memo pad.
Made it the perfect solution. Sometimes the most practical answer is the best answer, especially when you're just dealing with a home greenhouse.
It really makes you think about the bigger picture and pest control too, right?
Absolutely. Kesser's targeted approach, even if unintentional at first, touches on a really crucial idea: protecting the beneficial insects.
The good bugs.
Yeah, the predators and parasitoids that naturally help keep pest populations down. Think ladybugs eating aphids, that kind of thing.
Right. And the sources we looked at really highlight the downside of just, spraying everything with broad spectrum pesticides.
Because while that might kill the whiteflies,
It kills the good guys too.
exactly, it can wipe out those beneficial predators, which means later on, the pests might come back even worse because there's nothing left to control them naturally.
So Kesser's little sticky note avoids that whole problem. It's targeted. It's selective.
It doesn't disrupt the whole ecosystem in the greenhouse. It's a really neat example of, let's say, integrated pest thinking, even on a small scale.
So it leaves us with a bit of a question, doesn't it, for everyone listening?
Like, how often do we maybe ignore a simple, readily available fix because we're looking for something more, sophisticated or high-tech?
Yeah, what's that balance between just getting the job done cheaply and effectively versus using more complex methods, whether it's pests in the garden or really any everyday challenge?
It's always evolving, this intersection between nature, innovation, and just practical problem solving.
Definitely. And apparently, Kesser also picked up some extra tips just on growing tomato plants in general while dealing with this.
Ah, yes. That sounds like a whole other interesting area to explore.
For sure. Maybe one for another deep dive, so keep an ear out for that. But for today, thanks for exploring this very inventive sticky note solution with us.
It was great fun. Simple ideas are often the best.
Welcome to the deep dive.